about 12 years ago, sometimes now I look back at that pit and think, boy, that was actually, I look at it now with fondness because I met God there.
It becomes so precious to you.
Because I had been striving for so many years. My theology was His grace is sufficient. My emotions is I'm so not worth it. That grace was like wet soap for me. You know, I could believe it for you and for you and for you.
Right.
But I just didn't want to inconvenience God. I wanted to work hard for God and please God. It was really, really hard for me to know that I had put Him on a cross. And about 12 years ago, in His kindness, David says He afflicted me, and He kind of knocked the legs right out from under me. And I was in a season that was so dark, I couldn't get out of bed without saying the name Jesus. And I realized, you know, I've spent decades as an emotional agnostic because my emotions, there's a place in my heart where I'm scared to death. Not only that I'm not enough, I'm really afraid He's not enough. And He allowed me to be in a really dark place for a couple of months so that I would learn to need Him above all else. And He was enough. There's a necessity of neediness. Remember how with the paralytic at the pool of Bethesda, he's been doing kind of all the right things. He's been laying there for 38 years. He's doing the mechanics. But Jesus asked him a question, do you want to get well? And he has to say, I can't heal myself. He says, well, but I can't. And as soon as he recognizes, I can't fix this brokenness in myself, Jesus says, take up your mat. And I think I was such a stinker for so many years, I just didn't want to say, I knew I was broken, but it led to shame in my life instead of to me reaching to Jesus and going, I know you can heal me. Now I feel like I'm kind of, I just have peace and walking with a limp because like Jacob, that's where I experienced the nearness of God. Redemption teaches that our God always takes broken things, flawed things, tattered things, and He weaves them together into something that is absolutely beautiful, that brings Him glory and brings us good. So no matter how many pieces your life has been in, no matter how tangled the proverbial tapestry of your life looks, God can take that tangled, messy fabric, those shards of glass may be what your life feels like it's been broken into. He takes that and He weaves this most beautiful tapestry that's glorious, and he fashions stained glass that is more beautiful than you could even comprehend from what you thought was just nothing. You thought it was trash, you thought it was broken, thought it was detritus, thought there's nothing good that can ever come from this. And He weaves it into something just more glorious than you and I even dared to dream. He's a redeemer. That's what He does. That's what He calls Himself. So He takes broken and He makes it really, really beautiful.
I think so much of our dysfunction is a denial of our brokenness.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're trying to bury it and to hide it. And if we can bring that brokenness to the light, I think it's Tim Keller who says, all you need is need. So if I can just get to the foot of the cross and say, I am in such a place of neediness of you, Jesus. Goodness. That's all you need to have.
You know, in the story of the man whose son was sick, and he comes before Jesus in Mark's gospel. I was reading Keller's commentary recently, and he says, that's where he cries out, I believe, but help me in my unbelief. He's really the only godly one in the passage. Right. The disciples have missed it. They forgot to pray. And Tim Keller says about that daddy, he was desperate because his son was dying, but he says, holiness is not the first step to accessing God. Helplessness is.
And if we could realize how helpless we are, I think
we just have to have, but I think we try to bring our filtered selfie selves to the Lord instead of, here's me in my fat pants with everything hanging out with whatever.
And all that brokenness, it can be a gift because it gives like a gift of desperation for Jesus. Like, you're the only one that can get me out of this pit.
Everybody else.
Yes.
A woman said to me years ago, a woman I really respected, she said, Lisa, people are not nearly as interested in where you've gotten it right as they are and where you failed and God redeemed you.
It's true. It's true. He gets all the glory. And we don't
should be the hero of every story.
Hi everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe today and you'll never miss a new upload. Thanks for being a part of our Better Together community.